It's just like a really scary place to be because you kind of feel like you're thrown to the wolves in a sense.
Despite being crazy famous, Jenna Ortega has some of the most relatable struggles. Insecurities about her looks, issues with her parents, relationship troubles, and everlasting questions about if she's good enough.
It was like one of the most disappointing experiences of my life.
So, how did the actress overcome her numerous challenges? You have gorilla arms. Fans covet Jenna's looks, but turns out she's just as self-conscious as most other girls her age. The actress once shared that sometimes she doesn't like what she sees in the mirror, especially when she was a teen.
I remember I was insecure about my leg hair, but my arm hair more.
And one of her so-called friends added fuel to the flame.
Who told me that I had gorilla arms, is what she would call them, because I just had really long arm hair, so.
It was a deep insecurity for Jenna, and she still struggles with it.
But it's still to this day, every single day, shave my arms.
And body hair wasn't the only thing that made Jenna self-conscious.
Something that I used to get hung up on a lot when I was younger was my freckles.
This insecurity appeared when she noticed that makeup artists would cover them completely before her scenes. It made Jenna think that her freckles weren't worth showing. What's more, she'd get comments like, "You have a dirty face."
Other slurs that I guess I won't really say on camera.
It took Jenna a lot of time to come to terms with her freckles. But social media pressure made her question herself again. "I discovered the world of fake people," she said about it. The actress admitted that sometimes she'd look at someone else's Instagram page, and suddenly she'd find herself wanting to look like them or be as talented as them. And the hate comments she often gets under her own posts don't help. People write that she's ugly or that her body looks weird in photos. Ortega admits that it hurts.
So I just really try not to think about it at all.
And that social pressure is exactly why Jenna's parents didn't want her to become an actress in the first place. "I begged my mom for years." Ever since she watched the film Man on Fire starring Denzel Washington and Dakota Fanning, she dreamed of acting. When she was just 6 years old, she shared that intention with her parents.
I want to be the Puerto Rican Dakota Fanning.
But they wanted her to have a normal childhood and didn't support her dream.
My parents said, "No way in hell." I begged my mom for years.
Despite constant no's, Ortega was unstoppable. At some point, her mom recorded a video of her reading an emotional monologue.
Daddy told me the doctor had cut them off. Why they take it all? It's scary.
She then posted it on her Facebook just for fun.
Her friends on Facebook knew that I was very dramatic, so she was just kind of posting it as if, "Oh, this kid, look at her."
One of her friends turned out to know a casting director and said that the gal had talent. Eventually, Jenna's mom softened and let her give it a try. But even then, her career didn't take off right away. For years, she only got commercials. Tons of them. Colgate, Old Navy, Burger King. Jenna was pretty much everywhere.
I was accidentally McDonald's girl for a year because 3 unrelated casting directors hired me.
But her parents still didn't believe that acting would become her actual career. At some point, Jenna said that she could get into a Disney show if they wanted her to. Her mom laughed it off and said, "We'll see about that." It was a sign for Jenna to keep going and prove herself. And she did. When she turned 14, she got a starring role in Disney's Stuck in the Middle. And if anyone thought that it was a good start for her career, it actually wasn't. I haven't lived a normal life. When her first show was over, it wasn't easy for Jenna to shed the squeaky clean Disney image. It became difficult to even get an audition, let alone a job. It's really hard to get away from that stereotype, especially because real acting isn't really associated with Disney, Ortega admitted. Eventually, she managed to land a role in the second season of the Netflix series You. Jenna was extremely nervous about it. She felt like, after Stuck in the Middle, she completely forgot how to act. Luckily for her, her insecurities didn't prevent Ortega from succeeding in that role. Fans fell in love with her, and her fame started growing immensely. And joining the Scream franchise solidified her celebrity status. Yet Jenna suddenly noticed the drawbacks of realizing her dream. "I haven't really lived a normal lifestyle. And not to say that I'm not very fortunate for everything else that I've experienced," she commented. Becoming a famous actress forced her to grow up too quickly. And constantly being in the public eye put immense pressure on her.
That's like really stressful because anything that you say could be twisted into this way, or suddenly people are making assumptions about you, or they're over-sexualizing you.
What's more, due to being busy with her career, Jenna missed out on some of the most important milestones for a teen. As she was homeschooled, she didn't have a prom or graduation. The actress once revealed that she regretted that a little. Having to grow up so quickly also affected Jenna's mental health.
As somebody who struggles with anxiety and depression and spends a lot of time alone, lives in a lonely city, I do work pretty hard.
She often focuses so much on her career that she forgets about taking care of herself. And it's hard for her to just relax and be in the moment.
When I spend time with my family and friends and I'm not working, then I'm freaking out because, man, when am I going to work again? And
although acting is her dream, it still causes her a lot of stress. I was scared. According to Ortega, it was nerve-wracking to take on the iconic role of Wednesday Addams. First of all, she felt a lot of pressure.
I've never played someone that has been portrayed before, and especially so flawlessly.
But there was one more reason why Ortega turned down the role multiple times. I was scared that by signing on to another television show, it could prevent me from doing other jobs I really wanted and cared about, she commented. And she only wanted to do films. But the studio kept coming back to her, and Jenna eventually agreed. Surprisingly, she had to fight a lot on the set of Wednesday. We don't mean with monsters and villains, but with the writing crew. Ortega initially assumed that the show would be much darker, but it turned out to be aimed at a younger audience. So at times, the scripts had lines that Jenna knew Wednesday would never say, and she had to put her foot down quite a few times.
There's a line about like a dress that she has to wear for a school dance, and she said, "Oh my God, I love it. Oh, I can't believe I said that. I literally hate myself." And I had to go, no.
Because Wednesday would never say such a thing. Sometimes she'd become almost unprofessional on the set and just change lines on the go.
It's something, and then I would have to sit down with the writers, and they would be like, "Wait, what happened to the scene?" And I would have to go through and explain why I couldn't do certain things.
Her dedication to the role was unwavering, just like with every other part the actress has played. It's been good for her career, but not so positive for other spheres. I'm not ready to be trusting. As if work-related struggles weren't enough, Jenna also feels a lot of pressure when it comes to her love life. Fans keep asking her about her relationships and sexuality, and they ship her with everyone she spends time with, from her male co-stars to Aubrey Plaza. Jenna doesn't comment much about it, but she did reveal that the idea of being in a relationship stresses her out. The actress said that recently she had to break up with someone because of her busy schedule.
Hectic, and it had nothing to do with them. It was just strictly I couldn't.
You couldn't manage all the things.
Exactly.
The actress remained tight-lipped about the name of her ex and only shared that they dated for a couple of years. She then added that if there's one thing she's going to focus on in the near future, it'll probably be her work. Jenna explained that, given her growing career, it would be unfair to date someone right now, but that's not the only reason. Ortega also stated that her unwillingness to be in a relationship has something to do with her self-esteem.
I don't think I'm ready to be that vulnerable or trusting with someone.
Whether she becomes ready in the future or not, there's something else more important. Jenna is happy, and she really is.
But look at you just smiling right in the face of that, you know?
Celebration of Latino culture. At 20 years old, Jenna is living the life she's been dreaming of since she was 6. And even though she has her difficulties, she knows how blessed she is.
If work didn't get stressful, sometimes it almost feels like not work.
Although Ortega's parents didn't support her from day one, she understands why. They only wanted her to be safe and have a normal childhood. And when she started her career, they were there for her.
4 or 5 times a week, my mom was a full-time ER nurse, but she would drive me. It was like a 6-7 hour round trip, LA and back.
And keep in mind that Jenna has 5 siblings. When Jenna attained the fame she longed for, her parents aimed to keep her grounded. She shared how they do this. I get home from the set and they do not forget to tell me that there are dishes in the sink waiting for me. But most of all, the actress loves representing her ethnicity.
Somebody who grew up not being able to relate to families on screen or see myself represented, even just feel visible.
And her concern wasn't only about that. Ortega also noticed that the Latino community was predominantly shown in a negative light. I never want to play a maid, and I never want to play a cartel leader's daughter, she explained. So she was happy to depict Wednesday as a Latina. Although she was born in the US, she remembers her roots. Her father is Mexican, and her mother is part Mexican and part Puerto Rican. Jenna has always been proud of her ancestry, and she's glad to see that more and more Latina actresses are rising to stardom.
When I do come out, I do like it to be in celebration of Latino culture, which is really cool, and I'm just really happy to be here.
Share in the comments below if you admire Jenna Ortega as much as we do. If you want to learn more about your favorite celebrities, check out our other videos.